Pete, 5 minutes, if that's okay. I'll stop at 10. This is the standing bit of Voice from the CISO.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll go quick. I talk quick anyway, let's be honest. So yeah, this is going to be a nice, comedy entrail now, that feels like a little bit. So the Voice of the CISO, boil in the ocean, one spoonful at a time is the way I'm going to look at this. I've been asked to do this on a monthly basis. So, you know, a talk from the trenches probably feels a little bit like this, probably more like this. I suppose the relation in the name is probably quite useful, so don't panic and all that. Probably a bit more like this, especially recently, and I'll go into it quickly why. So a little bit of background, I'll quickly get through to this bit. So I'm based here, obviously originally from up there, but actually I work here. I'm not going to tell you which building I'm in, but I'll tell you what, it's one of the big ones. So I am a CISO for an international organization. We have got offices all around the world. I am the head of security, CISO, whatever you want to call me. I have to deal with different time zones, different herds of cats, doing different things with different specialities. The biggest challenge I have on a daily basis is I don't understand anything that the company does, and nor do they understand me. So we've got one big difficulty straight off the bat. They talk in acronyms, and so do I. But what I know is they turn over billions, and I spend hundreds of thousands. So it's all about proportional language. Really wanted to do this week in, week out. I shared this with Robin and Jeff beforehand, the old fast show analogy. And actually, to be fair, when I wrote this is exactly what I was doing. So from a CISO's perspective, what have I mostly been doing? Well, I have been grunting, shouting, kicking off about our MDM. It's an interesting thing about solutions. Everybody offers a silver bullet, as we know, and every consultant thinks they know their product inside out. We've got a product in-house that's been there for 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6 years. Everyone's very, very comfortable with it. The reality is it's very rigid. It hasn't moved with the times. And then what happens, you have to engage with other suppliers, and every other supplier's got we're the leading edge, we're the top this, we're the top that, we're the top the other. But if everybody's at the top, who's at the bottom? Possibly my MDM vendor. Why is it difficult? Because the thing with vendors these days, they work with each other, but actually nobody does that forecasting. And that's a lot of the issues I've been having recently. Why have I been having that issue? Well, thank you, Apple. You've been releasing updates like they've been going out of fashion. You went from 14.8 to 15.0, and then you released 15.01. So what do I get? I get a lot of this in my ear. I get a lot of chatting in my ear going, Pete, why are you nagging for us to do updates all the time? So, well, I'm not nagging you to do updates all the time. But if my MDM worked, I wouldn't have to nag anybody. I could just click a button and it could push out the update. Sadly, lots of promise, under-deliver. So when I'm asking users to update their devices, I get the monkey meme of, yep, they're seeing my email, they're ignoring my email, which is really irritating. So I go from somebody who's pushing strategic strategy for cybersecurity on an international basis to being the nagging nanny, calling everybody up, going, please update your phone. Please click into general, click in about, update. And then on top of that, audits. I mean, speaking as an auditor, I should enjoy audits. I do enjoy audits. I'm about to go through my 6th audit in the space of 2 months. I'm getting a little bit tired of audits. I've now got to the point I don't know what I've told different auditors. You'd think it'd be all consistent, but what's happening is I think I've spoken to an auditor and I think I told them something. I supplied you this evidence. Oh no, that was another auditor last week. You need to supply that evidence all over again. Oh, okay. Go back to my mobile phones. It's great because my evidence the other week was 14.8. Last week it was 15.0, and now I'm having to supply evidence. It's 15.01. An incredible challenge for something incredibly simple. And then what else do we have? We have an incredible amount of 0 days. Keep it on top. So one of the things from CISO's perspective is you need to have IT on side. You need to work with them. You need to understand their own challenges. And when you've got such a large international estate and you have to deal with patching windows, making sure the business is working all the time, making sure we're not impacting that money that's been made elsewhere. And then I've got to worry about the constant amount of 0 days where people are telling me, and forums are telling me, do you know what, our patch is more important than your patch that was last week. And our 0 day this week is a bit more critical than the 0 day last week because we didn't quite fix it last week. It's incredibly challenging. And this ends up being me staring out the window. This dude's got a little bit more hair than me, but nevertheless. But it does feel like me. That's my CISO. By the way, I'm still doing my walking challenge. We're in Vietnam on our way back. We're nearly back in the UK, where I think we've raised around £7,000. Thank you to some of the cluster members who have donated. I have seen your names on there. Really appreciate it. Infostep.uk. We're on our way back to the UK. We need to do 45 million steps. That's my 5 minutes. Boom.